Hi, Nicole. See the baby? He's a baby. Or are you looking at the door? Say hi to the peoples. There they are. That's right. Say hi to the peoples. Hello, hello. Welcome to Frequency Friday. Today for me is a slow moving day. Put Blazer down here. It's a slow moving Friday. He's confused. Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. I take it you have sound. You can hear me. That's a good thing. Everything is looking live, looking good. How's everyone? Drop in the chat. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling, what you got going on. And we'll get into stuff. Here's my tarot tower behind me here. So I've got some cards from the tarot tower. I need another one. It's kind of overflowing. Hi, Kimberly. Sound check, check. Yay. Well, good morning. I am moving slow. It is that time for me of the monthly flowering, and I am taking it easy. It was very slow to rise today. All right. Just like to give it a minute to ruminate. Someone else has joined. Hello, hello. Say hello in the comments. Be sure to put a thumbs up on the video if you're here. I got my moderators on. Yay! Well, at least for now. Nicole's about to have some breakfast. Cool. You uploaded your first YouTube video. Nice. So Nicole's channel is Stand Yourself, right? Stand yourself. If you can't stand anyone else, stand yourself. Kimberly is fasting 43 hours. Oof, gosh, you know, I can do like 12, like when I'm sleeping. But I've noticed that I've been fasting usually most of the day until about 1 o'clock. And then I'll need like a keto, like breakfast, avocado, eggs, meat, protein. Yeah. So yeah, Nicole's channel is Stand Yourself. Check that out. Make a note, make a note. You want to definitely check out. She's going to have some vlog style things. So very excited for that. All right, we're going to do the official welcome here. And hello, I am Stephanie. Welcome to Creators on the Crest, Tarot and More. And this is Frequency Friday. So this is where we come on and I share tarot messages, oracle messages for the collective. Today, there are not personal readings. However, every other Sunday night, and the next one is on Father's Day, the 15th, June 15th, Sunday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time is my live Q&A where you can come on. You have to be a subscriber. This is a subscriber perk, okay? So you have to be subscribed and you can come on and ask a question and get a free tarot mini reading. And that is Sunday evening, every other Sunday. The next one is Sunday, June 15th. So not this week, but next. Karen's here, Ashley's here. Awesome. Everybody, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Welcome. If there's anybody out there new and you're just stumbling across this in the feed, hang out for a minute. You might enjoy it. We do a lot of empowering and uplifting messages here. We're definitely going to be looking at stuff that's tricky for us as well, but we like to focus on our evolution and being in our creativity, so that together we can create the world that we want to live in instead of what's on offer right now. So that's what we got going on, y'all. That's what we got going on. And aloha to everyone. Last week's Frequency Friday, we did an aloha theme. So if you're into Hawaii and all the beautiful things to do with that, we did aloha, ohana, and mahalo, and it was kind of a Lilo and Stitch inspired Frequency Friday, full of messages. I have a few decks that are oceanic and Hawaiian, whispers of aloha, and so we use some of that. So you can go in my live playlist and check that out. I have an up-leveling video series of general readings that is really good. Up-leveling your career, up-leveling in abundance, financial abundance, up-leveling relationships, up-leveling your healing journey, etc. So be sure to check that out. It's on my Timeless Tarot playlist. So yes, say hi in the chat. Don't be shy. We've got a lot of nice and well, I won't say nice, but because we can be sassy sometimes, but we've got a lot of kind moderators and individuals that join and creators that join and are already a part of the community. So if you're a little shy, go ahead and say hi. We will welcome you. We want you to feel supported in this community and in this experience. So I'm live here. I'll probably be live for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, probably closer to 2 hours is usually what I do. So I understand some of you might be working and you kind of come and go, and that's okay. But for those of you who are, multitasking, maybe work and lurking, hello and welcome. I'll be in your ear for some of this time. So what we do today is we kind of start out with a collective energy read. I use all oracle cards for that and do that reading. And then our breakout readings today are going to be by elements. So we're going to do fire signs, air signs, water signs, and earth signs. Not necessarily in that order. I'll have to intuitively pick which one goes first once I get to that part of the reading. But first we do an oracle reading to ground us in. Ashley, Karen, hello, hello, hello. Thank you everyone for being here. Smash that like button and we're gonna get rolling in the energies. I wanna know too, how's everybody been feeling lately? There's been a lot of things coming up in the collective. There's been a lot of things coming up in the spiritual community. There's been a lot of things coming up with new age concepts and people using spiritual language to push all kinds of different agendas, and it can get really confusing. So, my thing is to just encourage everyone that we're working to align with truth. And so, people can package things in all sorts of sophisticated, flowy language and try to make it one thing when it's really something else, instead of calling it what it is. And that's a big topic going on amongst spiritual energetic practitioners right now. So some of you might know what I'm talking about. Some of you might not, because I didn't know what it was until I saw other people start talking about it. And I was like, what is this? So if you don't know what it is, there is a podcast video that went up from Aubrey Marcus is his name, and essentially he's got a psychologist and he's got a wife and he's got a new woman that he is bringing in, and they are trying to create a dynamic that's called radical monogamy, which to me, it's polygamy, but whatever, and they're trying to package it a certain way. So fascinating on that. People making up definitions for things and trying to define things. I like to take it back to the alchemical principles personally. And, for me, I had an experience once where I had a spiritual practitioner during a session tell me that I was not monogamous by nature. And that really bothered me a lot. I mean, I was not offended, because to me, it wasn't true. Like right away, my intuition said to me, that's not you. That is her projection onto you based on something that you're going through right now. And this was when I was in my 20s, like late 20s. Late 20s, Saturn return, we all go through stuff, you know. And yes, Karen, it's they're attacking the nuclear family. They're attacking the traditional family unit. You betcha. That's what it is. And there's nothing wrong with the traditional family. And there's nothing wrong with classical monogamy. You know, we have to trust ourselves. I know it's not a one size fits all world, right? And I do believe, you know, as adults, and I believe in freedom and your right to choose who you interact in relationships with. And at the same time, I choose, and it's always been my choice to be monogamous. I do not like drama. I do not like trying to manage multiple energies. I want to deepen my relationship with myself by deepening my relationship with one masculine energy. And so, you know, it's just interesting and frustrating, a bit frustrating for those of us in the spiritual community, because some of the terminology that's being used and the words that are being thrown around and the words that are being created and these labels that are being created are close enough to words that are used and mean other things by healing practitioners and spiritual practitioners that can be quite frustrating for the rest of us, because now people will attribute some other kind of meaning to certain words, you know, and so it becomes more and more important for us, and maybe this is coming up because it's Gemini season, to sharpen our swords and understand the meaning behind words and to work to improve our word choices. There's always times after every video I do where I am like, oh, I could have said it that way. And that's okay. I don't judge myself. I just keep going. I'll say it that way next time. But making improvements to our dialogue and our communications, definitely a Gemini thing. So now I'm burping and things are coming up for me. But yeah, it just goes to show too, when you're working with like my channel or any intuitive messages and things like that, you take what resonates and leave the rest. Even if you have a one-on-one session and someone tells you something and you're like, that's not true for me. Trust what's not true for you. Don't try to make it fit. Don't try to make yourself fit into their projection or what they thought. Cheers, Marty Martian. And I see Anitha is back. Hi, how are you? I hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, there's my like little bitty mini TED Talk of the day. I've been processing the whole Aubrey Marcus thing, so I haven't really made a video or commented on it quite yet. Talked about it a lot. I don't even feel the need like or responsibility to, but it does inspire in me other topics, because relationships are big for people, right? Relationships are always seem to be in the spotlight, how we relate to others, how we communicate with others. And, you know, we should always be looking for that to evolve for us personally. And I know everybody's different. People are going to explore different things when it comes to that. But at the same time, we do have to be careful, because there are a lot of ways that the structure that is and the effects of previous behaviors collectively has resulted in a lot of inversions, a lot of traps, a lot of snares. And so on your quest to the truth and to aligning with the universal and cosmic law and natural law, you will start to see those. Many of you have already. Many of you have seen there's a lot of what I want to say, a lot of alluring tactics to try to pull people into extremes, right? And a lot of unneeded stress and drama is created, and it's intentional. It's being done intentionally. If you don't know that by now, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Some of this is intentionally constructed by beings that I would say, I'm not going to get into what I think exactly they are, but I will say they have lost touch with humanity and have lost touch with the humane nature of human beings. So here we practice loving kindness, we practice empowerment and upliftment and encouragement. And so let's get into this oracle reading. How about it? We're going to start off with the Earth Warriors Oracle. I love this deck. It's colorful, intriguing, it's beautiful. Say hello if you haven't said hello already. And, you know, if you're a bit shy, just say hi, or do the little wave thing in the comments. Tressa's here. Hi, Tressa. Woo! Teresa was the winner of my last contest, y'all. Be sure you're following me on Instagram at Creators on the Crest, TikTok, Facebook. I'm back on X now. It sounds terrible to say that, right? I'm back on, because it was TikTok. Now it's X. No, not TikTok. It was, what the heck was it? Twitter, the bird. It was the Twitter, and now it's the X. And it sounds horrible to talk about being, I'm on X. You know, I hate it. I hate it. But I just got back on to kind of update my profile picture. I didn't use it very much because what I do is way more involved, and YouTube is honestly the best platform for it. But I got on there and it was, you know, is kind of weird. So I haven't posted anything on there. But yes, I'm on TikTok. I do all my little shorts on TikTok because, you know, people like to go like this, right? They like the fast stuff. They like the really fast stuff. So we got the Hawaiian owl, okay, as our first oracle card here for our collective read. Who loves owls? Look all the way around. 360-degree view with the owls. And the Hawaiian owl is Pueo, P-U-E-O, Pueo. This is a number 24 for those of you who like to work with numerology, right? Or 2 plus 4 is 6, or you could do 2 times 4 if you want and get 8, get some abundance going. And it's the guardian of the Aumakua. Now, I'm getting a really big, I'm not going to read from the book, okay? I'm not going to read from the book. I am going to just kind of interpret and intuit what I'm picking up in these energies here. And I definitely feel feminine energies coming through right in the middle here. A deep, deep connection with nature, represented by these beautiful, almost leaf-like inspired beaded earrings that she's wearing. And guess what we have? We have a little bit of duality here because we've got the 2 owls on either side, almost in like a mirror image. So just take that in. The feminine face here is glowing. It's got a glow. It seems to be glowing from the forehead area here, representing your intuition, your intuitive insights, and that also combined with what do I want to say? With the wisdom, since we have our owls here, with the wisdom that you carry and the line of sight that you have to what is going on around you. Yes, thank you, Kimberly. It is a perfect card for Gemini. Jason's here. Hi, babe. Jason got the Switch 2, y'all. Y'all like gaming, the Switch 2? Check out Jason Werline. All right. Jason Werline here on YouTube if you like gaming. And he also, I showed Blaze at the very beginning, but he's in his Snuggie bed. He also does like Morkie Mondays and fun things like that. So be sure to check him out. Do a little plug for my baby. And cannabis. Yes, cannabis, educational cannabis. Okay, not just, it's a whole serious business, y'all. It's a whole serious business. And getting back here to Pueo, having the wisdom, having the foresight, being able to have that 360-degree view, being able to perceive what's going on around you with your eyes closed. Look, her eyes are closed. Her forehead is glowing. Something here is illuminated in a way that is extremely internal, but extremely powerful. So yes, we're going to honor our Geminis today. This could have to do with you having some sort of communication that is not the spoken word. Maybe through tones, like I'm seeing the crystal bowls, tones and chords and harmonies and melodies is coming through here. Be on the lookout, be on the listen. I want to say even listen more than lookout. Be on the listen for these energies. All right, let's get another card. This is all Oracle. This comes from the Earth Warriors, in case anybody is interested in that deck. I've got to get my Amazon stuff set up so I can link the card decks for y'all. All right, we're going to go with the Sacred Traveler Oracle because when I get into the different air sign seasons, there's definitely, each one comes with its own unique movement, and Earth, Sacred Travelers Oracle really felt like it had a moving kind of energy today. So I want to see what's coming up for creators. Ooh, and very interesting. This is going to go along with the previous card. We got taking shelter. So there are times when movement is internal. And it says here the answers are within. Very much reminding me of the Hermit card. Anybody seen the Hermit card? You Virgos out there, the Hermit card is your card. All right. And it's about trusting your inner knowing, trusting your inner guidance system, much like I was talking about in the general reading. Taking shelter. Feeling safe is important in this energy, safe with your own thoughts, safe with the way that you feel, and having safe places and refuges to process your emotions when the emotional energies come up. Very, very important. And the lantern represents your connection and your knowing of what your inner light is and how it informs you. And that's the lantern. Now I do have, I'll just say really quick reminder for my channel this afternoon, later this afternoon, or for some of you it would be evening, I am publishing or posting my Cancer video. Okay, it's a timeless reading, but the lighthouse lantern inner light definitely comes up. So if you have Cancer in your chart, be sure to check that out. When I do my readings, I typically intend for them to represent the Cancer sun, Cancer moon, rising, and north node, and that's for any sign, for whatever sign I'm doing. But if you have a strong Cancer placement or you have a stellium or something like that, you need to just trust your intuition. If that's for you, you also want to look for Cancer, you'll look for 4th house energies. Gemini is 3rd house energies in your chart. The Gemini monthly, June monthly reading is up and out, so check that out as well. Okay, and then all the signs are coming. Be patient. I'll get to all of them, okay? They're all going to be released over the next couple weeks. So who likes crystals? I got the Daily Crystal Visions Oracle here. Isn't that beautiful? Who likes crystals? Does anyone want to guess what crystal is on the other side of this card? Any guesses? I'll start giving hints. It's common. You've seen it before. Most people have seen this crystal. Does anyone want to be brave and give it a guess? From my third eye to yours. Ooh, like, you know, those. Anybody want to guess? Come on, be brave, be brave. Okay, should I give you another clue? It does have to do with the third eye and crown. So that might give you a little color indicator up here, these kind of energies. Yep, used, many spiritual people use it. Nicole got it. It's amethyst. It's amethyst, y'all. It's amethyst. Yay. And it is. And it says here, trust your intuition. I just got makeup on my card. Trust your intuition. All right. And that seems to be where our reading is going, where you that are listening are being guided to trust your own inner guidance, trust your own inner wisdom. And Kimberly said rose quartz and mysterious, unique. Ooh, look at your handle. Isn't that fancy? Selenite. Ooh, gosh. All those stones I love. So if that stone is coming up for you, trust your intuition. Kimberly, got to go grab the rose quartz and work with that. Mysterious Unique will grab the selenite and work with that. We've got a Weary Bunny. Hello, Weary Bunny. We got amethyst. So if you're into amethyst, you're working on connecting with your intuition, especially if you've been triggered in that area lately. Make sure you grab a piece of amethyst and maybe help like clear yourself a little bit. Let's go to some animals. This is the animal spirit. No, Wild Mystic. This is the Wild Mystic. I had to look and double check myself. The Wild Mystic Oracle. I forgot about the animal spirit. So the animal spirit, it's the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. It comes in like 2 boxes, and it's kind of tricky to get the boxes out, and it's worth it once you get it out, but sometimes I just run out of time. Hello, welcome. If you're joining for the first time, make sure you subscribe. You probably have seen the notification bell. Hit on that, do the thumbs up. We'd love to have you as part of the creators community. If you're into evolution, tarot, intuitive guidance, we welcome you. All right, so we got all our intuition, right? We got our amethyst, we have our wisdom of the owls, we have our inner light shining. So the universe is saying they feel safe enough now. I'm gonna give them shark energy here. I'm gonna give them a little bit of fear. Dun-dun, dun-dun. And Blaze actually has a Jaws shirt that we got him. It's hysterical and really cute, but he's not wearing it right now because it's warm enough now. He definitely doesn't need any shirts, but he looks so cute. It looks like a little button-down shirt. Oh my gosh. So fear. Now, this is connected more to instincts and your instinctual primal nature, okay? Your instinctual primal feral nature, all right? This is the wildness within you that wants a little bit of attention, and it's saying, hey, I want some attention because there might be something that you're fearing. There might be something that you have that is floating by, like water in the ocean, that is bothering you or that catches your attention, or you're getting a vibe about someone or something. Let me know in the comments if you've had your intuition triggered lately with something. Maybe you're just out and about, something that might make you turn right instead of left, something that makes you take a different route home, something like that. This is representing those kinds of energies. When you pick that up, when you're driving and you see someone and you're like, I need to stay as far away from that car as I can. That's the instinct coming through. So we have the honoring of the natural primal response that we have from shark energy, because they're apex predators, right, of the ocean. And humans are the apex predators here on land, right? And in the ocean. I mean, we have our own ways of interfering with all of that, but thinking about shark energy, it's very calculated. You don't see it coming. It comes in from the flanks sometimes. So this energy to me tells me that it might be a good reminder for setting up a little protection around yourself. But also, when you do get those sick feelings, when you get that gut response that says, go the other direction, or don't go to that store today, follow it and honor it, because you may be sensing and picking up the fear energy, right? Now, of course, if we have any fears going on within ourselves, then we're going to be working on that. But this to me feels more instinctual. This feels more like when you're out mingling with other energies, that some of you can sniff out. You're very sensitive and you're sniffing out those kinds of things. I know some of you have been traveling or will be traveling, setting up that extra layer of protection, energetic protection, before you go. So Kimberly says her intuition came online. She went to a particular restaurant on Tuesday. They gave you number 77 and the order total was 77. Oh, so you actually got a good message. You got a good message from the numbers. I love when that happens, the numerology of it. Yes, yes. Has anyone had not intuitive, but an instinctual response where your body says, don't go there or stay away from that person. You don't got to mention names or anything. Just say, have you had that happen? Because it's more of it kind of comes from the gut, just that gut of like, I gotta kind of steer clear of that energy. That's what the universe is letting us know here collectively, to watch out for that and to fortify our own fields so that our fields actually repel the kind of dangerous energy, right? There's a lot of unprocessed things going on in the collective. A lot of people are unfortunately in places in their evolution where they don't know anything other than to act out of emotions. They don't have any kind of healing outlets or anything. And so it's important for us to protect ourselves, isn't it? Okay, and then the Star Seed Oracle. This is the star ancestors coming up. We have a bit of a connection to Egyptian culture here, pyramids, and it says hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Now, this to me feels more like a card of remembering, you having remembrances on the level of the soul. This would be like maybe you watch a historical documentary and for some reason you have an over emotionally response to the place, the location that they're talking about. This is you maybe having taken a trip somewhere and you travel somewhere and you don't know why, but you just feel incredibly connected to a certain ecosystem, to a certain place. You know, where I live, there's a lot of this, you know, obviously was all Native American land at one point, but there's a lot of relics and there's a lot of arrowheads and there's a lot of things beneath the ground. And there's also areas that I can pick up on, and some of them feel like we shouldn't be there, you know, like they're cursed areas or they're burial areas. And I could just tell, and oftentimes when there's businesses or things that are built on those areas, there tends to be a lot of crime and not good things happen. Let me know if you've seen that in your neck of the woods too. But look a little deeper inside yourself, trusting yourself to know where you need to be carried. So it could be a change of scenery for some of you. I know some of you have just got done traveling. Some of you have traveling on the books. You know, this is about you having a deeper experience with yourself wherever you go. Okay, so that's what they're telling us, the star ancestors. So how complex are we? How multidimensional are we here, right? We are very multidimensional, and sometimes our lens and our focus is so anchored in the physical world, which it should be. This is where we do all the work. This is where we bring it all together. But from that anchored place, if we can bring in the wisdom of the other lifetimes we've lived, the other connections that we have, even if we can't explain it, being okay with not being able to explain it immediately or provide some sort of proof or fact, the star ancestors are inviting us to connect with our greater being. The greater being, some people call it the higher self. I like greater being because I feel like that's a very expansive terminology and energy for it to describe what I'm talking about. It's all the multidimensionality of the soul. And I feel like that's the energy that's coming up here. And some of you are being asked to explore that a little bit. Now, it's probably going to be a little easier for you, those of you that have Scorpio in your chart. And you may want to look in your chart and say, do I have Scorpio? Or Scorpio is eighth house energy. Looking for that in your chart, that's where you might have a little portal where you can go deeper. So if you're feeling like, man, you know, I've just been so busy in the physical world here, I need a little more connection on the soul level, I need to connect a little more deeply, then check that out. Check where that is in your chart and try to work with the energy of the planet or how that, or the aspects of how that shows up in your astrology chart. So hello, if you're new, say hello. Make sure to smash that like button for us. We're a growing channel here at Creators on the Crest. and we want to have more creators on board. So I've been attracting a lot of artists lately. Let me know if you're an artist and what your art is. If you're here, I would like to hear from you. Okay, so I'm going to describe the breakout readings today. That's the oracle reading and the oracle messages. So the breakout readings today, we're going to do by elements: fire, earth, water, air. Now, I'm not sure which one's going to go first yet. I always say fire first. I think they always want to be first, right? They want to be first, but like, I don't know that they will be quite yet. We're going to go into the breakout readings. We're going to get some tarot and some oracle, and we're going to see what's up for that. And through each one, I will say, okay, this is fire signs, and I'll list the signs, you know, because I know not everybody's like super comfortable in astrology. And that's okay. You can get your chart free online. You just Google free astrology chart. It's good to know your basics. It's good to know your placements. I like to look at sun, moon, rising, or ascendant, and north node. And if you have those four, that's a great starting point. Okay, a great starting point. So, yep, we have a poet on here, a word magician. Anyone else got some art? We've got a musical mystic tarot. Hi, musical mystic. That's beautiful. Do you do mystical, like musical things and tarot? That's, oh, a singer. Yeah, okay, I see it now. There's the comments. I had to look back up. How lovely. Well, welcome. It's nice to see you here. I'll have to check out your channel as well. Do you put your singing up on your channel as well as tarot? We'll check you out. Thank you for stopping by. I love when fellow tarot enthusiasts and readers come by. Yay. Hello, hello, welcome. Okay, so yeah, your four pillars, sun, moon, rising, ascendant, and north node, are going to give you a really good foundational understanding. The sun is your soul spark, right? It is how you shine in the world. The moon are the roots. That's kind of what's going on underneath the surface. It may be how you process deeper emotional energies. The rising, the ascendant, that's how people see you, first impressions, right? People that don't know you very well, acquaintances, see you as your rising sign. They may not know the full soul spark behind you. And also then you have the north node. So what's the north node? That's the energies that as you age, you're moving more and more into those energies. So I'm getting ready to celebrate, hello, milestone birthday, half a century coming up in July here. I'm a Cancer sun and I'm an Aquarius rising. So I don't know if y'all knew that or noticed that, but I'm celebrating that. And yeah, so to look at the transits too for your age. My north node though, moving into the second half of my life, if I make it to 100, that's my goal. I do want to make it to 100. So is Scorpio. And so going deeper, but I have the north node is right on the cusp of Sagittarius and Scorpio. And some of you have this too. You want to look at how close the node or the planet is, because some of you are right on the cusp. So the first part of my life, I worked with the Sagittarius energy a lot. I did a lot of traveling. I did all this other stuff, right? And I was kind of like go, goal oriented and all that. But now I'm getting deeper into the mysteries. Scorpio wants to like know everything and absorb everything and go into the things that you can't see with the naked eye. So find out what your placements are, and it will really, really, you can work with them one by one. Just take it slow. Astrology can be really overwhelming. We're going to find out which sign wants to start us off today. Y'all, water's coming up. I don't say that because I'm a Cancer. It's just coming up. Water wants to start us off today. So we're doing water signs. Do we have any? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Pisces, the shaman of the Zodiac. How about that, Pisces? Right? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Okay, we're up with the water signs first. I got the timestamp here, so we're all set. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, we would like to know the highest and best, most empowering messages, even if it is revealing what's in the shadow for our water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Castell is a Capricorn. We welcome Capricorns here. One of my moderators got that Capricorn energy. So you've got the opposite of Cancer. And so when you hear these things in readings, when you know your opposite sign as well, you can see how that might be mirrored or how you might see those things in someone around you. Pisces moon, ooh, shamanic moon, master shadow worker. We got the Cappies, the earth signs are saying, hey, we want to go next. All right, so we do have a lot of Cancerian energy speaking up. Maybe it's because, does anybody know what planet's getting ready to travel into Cancer? I think there's two. One maybe has, and another one is, anyone? But the moon is Cancerian energy. I'll let you guys guess for a minute. This energy is very comfortable, or I will say more comfortable for the water signs than some of the others. And so I think the water signs right now are looking at something, maybe looking at some of these shadow aspects. And I feel an attempt that you're making to shine light on some of the shadow aspects that you might be dealing with. And that's the power of the moon. It eclipses things. Now, it's not going to be the same power as the sun energy where it's obvious, like it's coming right out at you, but it will illuminate gently for you. So there's something that's illuminating or being illuminated for you. I think some of you really feels like some of you may be exploring what you will do next as far as your gifts, talents, and abilities. Musical, I'm gonna mess it up every time. The musical Mystic Tarot says Jupiter is one of them. Yes, correct. Jupiter is moving into Cancer. So these energies are expanding. Some of you are really trying to shine the light on what you're gonna do next and how you do it. Hi, Kiki Law. Hello, how are you? So the moon coming up. This is the major arcana card that water signs got. And I think it fits them quite well. You are working on something. You're trying to shine the light on something. You may be having a bit of difficulty, but we'll do a clarification in a minute. The reason I say a bit of difficulty is because of the Five of Swords here. There's a little bit of conflict. Now, for the majority of energy that I'm feeling into, this Five of Swords feels like inner conflict. I think some of you are afraid to leave someone or something behind. Could be a person, a relationship, a job. Could be the way that you were raised or something that your family expects of you as well, because you're afraid if you're in your true energies and your true energies don't go along to get along, if they don't really match the consensus, that's going to cause conflict. But with Jupiter being mentioned here, if you can find a way to transmute or transform that energy into, instead of it being polarizing, if you can look at a way to expand the energy, like your being yourself is offering others new perspectives. The others can choose to receive that perspective and resonate with it or not. Okay, so some of you may be holding yourselves back a bit because you're afraid to let go of something. I'm going to say it. I don't want this because I'm a water sign too, but I'm getting mother issues with mother. It's been coming up for some of us lately. And what I do is I'm in a very intuitive group of friends and community. So it'll come up for one of them. It comes up for me, or it'll come up for me. Then it comes up for one of them, and then it comes up again. And then it keeps coming up until the universe is satisfied that we've received the messages. So if you're feeling a little torn or guilt-ridden about energies around your mother, or maybe not living the life that your mom expected you to, or maybe the relationship is not healthy, or you've never had the nurturing that you desired from your mom, then that would be an energy to look at. If you've had the healthy relationship and you had a loving mother, that's good. I'm really happy for you because I wish that for everyone. You may be looking at ways, though, for your character and your personality to stand out uniquely from her. All right. So this would be kind of the mom daughter mini me kind of thing, right? Oh, they're a little me. That does send a particular message to a child that, oh, I'm like mom and I am just like mom. I'm a carbon copy of mom. I may not have my own thoughts and my own feelings and my own way of navigating the world. So while it's like a really cute thing, they look just like you, they act just like you, they have the same mannerisms. The mini me syndrome can also lead to that child feeling like they have to model their life directly after their mom, and then they struggle to understand why they don't feel fulfilled, right? And that's what that Five of Swords is coming up and saying. So water signs, maybe taking a look, taking a nice gentle moonlit look. Okay, we're not blaring, blasting at you. We're just asking you to shine a little light here on what might be some mother issues, okay? And what is that affecting? It looks like it could be affecting partnerships here with the Two of Cups coming up, all right? So water signs may be noticing in their relationships current day that some of these issues, the mother wounding or the desire to grow into oneself, to be more of oneself, to communicate like in your natural way of communicating that may not be on the surface accepted by others, is now coming into partnerships and relationships, right? But the Two of Cups also encourages us to communicate and relate from the heart. And if it's in your heart's desire, if mom wanted you to be a doctor and you're a musician, that's in your heart. And showing up in your natural energies, right, is exactly where you need to be. Showing up in those energies and meeting others in those energies. Okay, so some of you may also be desiring or looking for partnerships, but what I'm really struck by in this particular card is the intensity of the two individuals. There's a lot of vulnerability there. They literally have eyes locked on one another. So there's also a desire of depth and of being seen for the water signs here, being seen in their partnerships and in their relationships and being able to hold that energy. Has anybody ever done those exercises where you like gaze into someone's eyes and how revealing that can be, the gateway to the soul? That's what I'm sensing. Now, some of you are desiring that. You haven't had a relationship where you want to really sit down with the person and be present with them, right? You haven't had that and you desire that, or you're trying to make improvements and adjustments in your energies and in your life to have relationships that are more fulfilling like that go deeper. I'm getting a bit of a Scorpio energy. Scorpio likes to go deep. Now, they don't always like to do that publicly, so they'll test it one-on-one typically, okay? Because I do feel a little privacy. I can feel the little Cancer going behind the shell. I feel Scorpio kind of retracting. The only energy that feels like, oh, I'll do it is Pisces. Pisces kind of seems like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm the shaman. I'm the shaman of the Zodiac. I'm here to blend heaven and earth. I'm here to blend the higher realms to this dense reality here. So I'm going to give it a try. We have a Scorpio, Sousa's light, 1113. Ooh, magic numbers. Magic numbers and a fairy. That's so cute. I love it. Hi, Sousa. Welcome. All right, so if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. We would like more people to join and join the creators community. Be sure to subscribe and enjoy the lives and enjoy the readings that are there. I have a lot of timeless stuff for you to check out. Ooh, I'm clarifying the moon here. I didn't even say what I was doing, but I got these cute, aren't these cute little, this is the Everyday Tarot. It's just like a little purple deck. If you've ever searched tarot online and ended up on the like Biddy Tarot, they show cards like this, very simple, very, not too overly graphic, and so you really end up tuning into the energies. So remember, we had this moon card, right? bit of the Cancerian energy ruled by the moon. We've got Jupiter and Mercury in Cancer. At least Mercury's in it for a shorter time. Jupiter's in it for a longer time, obviously, because of the orbits. But guess what we got, y'all, here in the moon? 2 of Cups and 7 of Cups. 2 of Cups. So water signs, you are really working with your emotional energies here. It is really, really coming through in partnerships. And there are some choices to make here for you with the 7 of Cups. It is about choice. I feel like some of you may be afraid to make that choice or a bit hesitant to choose something. Maybe it's just to choose to say something that you need to say. As I'm talking, like I'm starting to get choked up. I'm starting to feel like there's pressure here, like holding me back. That would indicate for some of you, maybe not all of you, if it resonates, then it resonates. If it doesn't, that's okay too. But some of you are feeling a little blocked with sharing something verbally. The spoken word has come up, sharing how you feel, or trying to choose environments and relationships where you feel more heard, where you feel more held, where you feel more safe, where you feel more protected, and you can be vulnerable, right? And Susan's got a divine masculine as a Cancer. Yes, and particularly for masculine energies, they do have a lot working against them at times. So if you're a man and you're like, yeah, being vulnerable and sharing my emotions, not going to happen. I have to put on this face. I have to hide behind this facade. I have to be a certain way, or it's weakness. But I say no. There are a lot of men out there that are breaking ground with holding emotional space for men. And water signs, you are good with the emotions, right? And so I would like to see, I don't know what's going to come out, but I'd like to see for our water signs like a confidence boost here, because I feel like you're making some hard choices. These are wound up with mother issues or mother related issues, maybe trying to break free from what mom expected of your life, right? We're trying to kind of push through that veil as well. But there is definitely a desire for water signs to have more intimate, personable, vulnerable connections. So, hello. All right. What do I want to do next? I think I'm going to pull one more little card for this 5 of Swords, just something that can help. How can we clear this conflict of the 5 of Swords? How can we clear some of this pressurized energy that we feel? Whew, okay, we got something. We got something here. It's the Wheel of Fortune, and I feel like the Wheel of Fortune brings in a breath of fresh air. All right, this does feel good. I feel like the universe just said, I'm working with you on this. Okay, there may be for some water signs that also have air sign placements. When I do the air reading, there may be something valuable in that one as well, because I get fresh air coming in for water signs. Fresh air, a fresh perspective. The wheel is turning in your favor is what it feels like. So I really, really like this for anytime we feel conflict or we hold back our communication. Look how he's got one sword in the hand. So that means you know what you need to say, you know what you want to say, but all the other swords are being held back here. They're not being held up yet. And so how do we work with the Wheel of Fortune? Now, what's interesting here is we have all the fixed sign energies in the corners of the Wheel of Fortune. The eagle, actually, instead of a scorpion, it's an eagle. So Scorpio is here, Aquarius is here, Taurus, and we got Leo the lion down here. All right, so we have our fixed sign energy. And right now, Pluto has moved into the fixed, affecting the fixed sign energy, right? And so I do feel that there is an element where the universe is saying, I'm going to need you to be really honest with yourself. I'm bringing in the fresh air, but in order for you to benefit from this, I need you to be honest with yourself. Get really honest with yourself. There may be some practice where if you're a writer, you may journal, you may type, you may write a song. If you're a singer, you may produce a piece of art. When we have fresh air coming in available to us and we are working on clearing something out, getting honest with ourselves, right? Now, Susa's mentioning allowing. Yes, allow the universe to support you. A lot of times the universe is trying to support and we resist. And that could be that fear energy. Remember in the very beginning of the collective reading that I did for this, and if you missed it, I will put timestamps on it for later. We got that fear, that bit of instinctual energy that might have us going, oh, I don't feel safe for a moment. I don't feel safe. But the universe says, listen, I've got fresh energy coming in for you. I've got fresh air. I want you to work on grounding it, fixing it into your being. So you have this new rejuvenation, this new energy that you can speak what you need to speak with others, okay? That you can express what you need to express, that you can live the life that you've designed. Bless our mothers' hearts if they were loving souls. They want what's best for us, right? If they're a healthy, loving mother, which I know was not everybody's experience. And we need to be our own individuals as well. And we need to be able to break free from that as well. So whatever your relationship to mom, we're shining that beautiful moonlight on it. We're going to have some healing energies come through for that. We're welcoming in the fresh air from the universe so that we feel strengthened and stronger in order to have the conversations we need to have. It's not only affecting relationship with mom. And by the way, if mom has passed, you can still have conversations with her. You don't have to hold back, but it's also affecting our relationships. So it's becoming very present in our. I want to get a crystal stone here for our water signs to close off here. Mavello, welcome. So my moderators will let you know when I do the live personal readings, which is every other Sunday. The next one is June 15th, 7 to 8 p.m. Central here on the channel. It will come up and it'll say free live tarot readings, live Q&A. And those are for personal readings. But welcome from South Africa. Hello. 97. I graduated college in 97. You're making me feel old. Okay, water signs. Ooh, very interesting. We got Tiger's Eye. Overcome your fears. As the universe is bringing in this fresh breath of air, this new inspiration for how you can communicate, it's your chance to overcome your fears. Tiger's Eye, look at that. It's such an interesting stone. So many striations. If you look at it kind of from a distance, it kind of looks like a piece of wood even. So you might like also working with the wood element. I'm not going into that element today, but I'm kind of getting like it's coming up. So do you have Palo Santo? Palo Santo is a wonderful wood to burn. I know I love burning that wood. It's so fragrant. Cedar also feels like it might be important for some of you. So Tiger's Eye. So there you go, water signs. All right. Earth signs are next. Drop your earth sign placements in the chat if you are an earth sign. I would like to hear from you. I would like to know. So what are earth signs? Capricorn, which we know we have a couple Cappies who are speaking up on here today. Virgo and Taurus. Taurus, yes. The bull, powerful. So let's do earth signs. Whoo, I got to get that timestamp there. Earth signs up next. Do we have any beautiful Virgos on here? It's my Virgo tribe. I see Cappy. I see like a Taurus. Yeah. Hello, Deepa. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button, everyone, if you haven't already. We appreciate you being here. We hope you come back. I'm live every Friday. Next week, I have to let you guys know I might be doing an afternoon live because I'm taking my kids to the theater that morning. I think we have like a little play that we're going to. Souza, yeah, Souza, thanks for bringing that up because it's so important to recognize that even if you don't have exact sign placements in your chart, it doesn't mean that you cannot relate to that energy. For example, I have like literally no Pisces or 12th house energy, but my kids do, okay? And my friend does, and I can still work with that energy. So even if there appears to be a blank or a void on your chart, you can absolutely work with the energy. We are multidimensional beings. That means we are all the signs and all the houses at once, right? So when you start to recognize yourself, as Sousa has, recognize herself as a multidimensional being, she begins to understand, I can benefit from all of the different energies. I don't have to limit myself to just one. The astrology blueprint is very helpful to help you navigate, but it doesn't mean there's no rules around you can't explore the other signs, right? A lot of times they'll come to you in other people, and then the energies you're dealing with, it's helpful to understand those because they're a part of the other person's personality or makeup. So you always want to trust your instincts and your intuition on that. Earth signs. Whew, it got hot in here. Anybody else hot? Oh, whew. Earth signs kicking it up. The temperature just rose in here. And I believe you're rising, Earth signs. You're rising deeper and more boldly into your intuition. You got the High Priestess here. Oh my gosh. And in this particular card, isn't it amazing? Usually the High Priestess is facing forward and she's really like staring at you and determining if you're going to pass through her gates here, right? To the Garden of Eden where the Empress sits, right? It's this is a card of initiation. In this particular card though, the High Priestess is allowing. She's floating. She's having a moment to herself here. So more so than I feel, Earth signs, you're meeting the High Priestess here, I feel that you are working to embody this archetype, okay? And it's going to feel different. So if you've been feeling different in your body, if you've been feeling like heaviness in your body, like you feel weighed down in certain ways, from responsibility, pressure, or you do maybe even have something physically going on that causes a heaviness. You may be trying to lose weight, things like that. This High Priestess is coming in to say the reason you're feeling it so much and it's so much in your attention is because your soul is moving into this archetypal energy. You're going through an initiation, okay? You're taking yourself through the portal. So it's not that you're talking to the High Priestess sitting at the gate. You are the High Priestess. And what you'll be doing is moving through. See the pillars behind her? You'll be moving through that gate. It's a portal. It's a portal of initiation here. I think right now what I feel for the Earth signs is you're trying to come into a balance, right? I do feel a little bit of heavy judgment going on, self-judgment, of course, but also maybe just stuff coming out you externally as well with this Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, at first glance, you're like, oh, there's a character defending himself because all these other wands are shooting at him and he has one. But what you have to notice is that his wand is in the highest position. And the Seven of Wands is a card of having the high ground even when you don't think you do. Okay, so you may not think you have the high ground here. And I think it's because you feel so weighed down. Some of you may also be dealing with, it just came up for me, like a lot of pressure at work. You're getting like slammed with things to do at work that are unreasonable, seems very unreasonable. Like, you got to get all this done yesterday, like that kind of thing. So some of you are feeling that kind of pressure as well. But overall, how I'm seeing you is you have the high ground. You're equipped with the wand of fire, okay? And when we just kind of think to the Magician card, in the Magician card, we have all of the elements. But here, Earth signs, you're working with fire. This is that you will live the life that you're meant to live, that you're passionate about. You will bring your gifts, talents, and abilities no matter what the judgments of others are, okay? And just like you have the gift, talents, and abilities of singing, writing, creating art, maybe you're a digital creator, you also have the power to use that for your body. And because you are such a physical sign, you're probably greatly feeling these dynamics here. But you're being invited by the universe to say, take up your passion. And I feel like the heaviness, that will help some of the heaviness lift off of the physical body, because as an earth sign, you're probably feeling it very physically. There's a lot of sensitivities going on in your body right now. And here's where it really feels like the transformation is going to happen. It's interesting, earth signs, because we have a very watery, airy feeling in the high priestess. We have a very fiery feeling here in the wands. And now we've got more water coming in with the king of cups. I'm not yet seeing the pentacles. I'm not yet seeing where your actual earth energies are coming and shining through, because you're working with the other elements right now. Really interesting. It wasn't quite the same potent feel as the water signs. This feels more like you're really stretching yourself to work in different elements. So you're having quite the experience. That's the point, though, of the Magician card in the tarot, which isn't pictured here yet. It could come up. It is to explore the elements. So earth signs, I'm like really proud of you here, because this is outside your comfort zone. But this also, the King of Cups here, is a mastery card. It represents your successful connection with your heart. And your heart is where you transform any of these other energies that you feel like are working against you. Okay? Anything you feel like is working against you, whether it comes from within you, your own self-critic, or it comes external as a judgment, a troll comment, right? Any of you YouTubers, some of you are YouTubers out there, you know what that's all about, right? Right? It's a whole thing. And it causes these responses. And this is about, you know what? I know who I am. I know what I'm passionate about. I may not know all the little pieces of how this is going to come together, but I'm going to show up and I'm going to act from my heart. And I'm going to understand that the heart space is where all the transformation and transmutation happens. Some of you may even be feeling that, like a heaviness. Now, of course, take care of yourself medically. I'm not a medical doctor. I have a disclaimer on that. Do take care of yourself with the proper professionals, but some of you may feel an energetic as well heaviness on the chest or the heart space. And I do feel it's because you're really working with these different elements. So the intensity of what you're feeling in your body has increased because you're letting go, you're releasing, and the universe is working with you. Your greater being is working with you to say, look there, focus there. That's where we want to lighten the burden. So I would say, for you right now, a trusted energy healer or practitioner would be really helpful. There may be some sort of body work or massage therapy that you might like to get. I'm also seeing like whirlpool therapy for some of you, or if you have a hot tub, just get in the hot tub, because you're working with the water and you're working with the fire here. Candlelight, right? Yes, surrender to the divine. Yes. Souza, I can tell you're very good at lightening the energy and allowing the universe to do its work too. Yes, sometimes we put extra pressure on ourselves to do certain things when the universe is like, look, that came up for water signs and it's kind of here too in the earth signs, allowing that greater part of ourselves that is connected to the greater part of the universe, whatever word you put to it, right? Creator, God, whatever, how you connect to it is a special and unique relationship, right? And sometimes we get in our own way with that. I want to look at this Seven of Wands a little more. Oh, there we go. We got the Pentacles. We got the Pentacles. Your signs, you're going to be so happy. Okay, so here you are. You're working to align with your passionate energies here, and you got a lot coming at you, okay? There's a lot going on. There's a lot coming on, coming at you. Could be responsibilities, judgments, just, or you just don't feel like, you think you know, you're trying to make a move and you go one way and then it's like something gets in your way, something interferes, right? Take a deep breath. Maybe get a sip of tea. I got anybody know what this is? I got my Star Wars mug here, you know, a little Boba Fett. That's Boba, right? Boba Fett. Yeah. All right. So back to this energy here for you, Earth signs. The heat is incredible during your reading. I'm just going to say that 7 of Wands, you're really lighting it up here. Look what you got. You got the Hierophant and the 10 of Pentacles. Woo. The Hierophant, this is about your spiritual authority. This is about your connection to all that is, to creation. This is about you honoring the responsibility and what do I want to say? The actual like accountability that you have over your life, and not in a way that you're not being accountable. Okay. I'm not saying that, you know, we're always on lessons and paths of increasing accountability for ourselves. This is like being accountable, like realizing, oh my gosh, I'm in the driver's seat. I'm in the driver's seat. And if I'm listening to the universe and listening to these messages and working with these elements differently, this is going to help me rise above. And not only for myself personally, but I have some leadership potential here. This is leadership potential, particularly in the realm of spiritual and emotional healing. Are any of you spiritual emotional healers? You can be that in your own life, and you can also share that with others. The 10 of Pentacles. This is such appropriate work for you right now, Earth signs. This 10 of Pentacles coming in is a confirmation. Pentacles is your suit. Okay, this is where you do have the comfort. This is where you do feel good about the energies. But these other elements are working with you to level you up, to help you remove some of the heaviness and let the universe do some of the heavy lifting, right? Where Taurus, especially carrying all the burdens, all right? That came up, just kind of like you got to remind Taurus out there, don't take all the burdens on yourself, all right? Let the universe do some of the heavy lifting. And look to what you've built in your life, how far you've come, even through the hardest of circumstances, the pain. Remember, you have a King of Cups. The water signs didn't even get this King of Cups, okay? This is a masterful energy of the emotions and the ability to transmute from the heart space. Let's get another card for that King of Cups because I want another message there. If you're dropping in and you have not put the thumbs up on this video, but you're enjoying this live stream and having a good time, please do that. If you're brave enough, say hello in the chat. I know some of you have. We're trying to catch everyone. Abdullah, hello. You're a Gemini man. Happy birthday to you. And a Scorpio woman. Woo. That sounds exciting. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sandra's here. Hello, Sandra. How are you? I love it. Okay. Now with guess what, Earth signs? You're getting more pentacles. The universe is coming through for you. With the King of Cups, you got the 7 of Pentacles. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Care for your heart space. In your heart space, okay? You know how I talked about the High Priestess that you got, and that she guards the gate to the Garden of Eden where the Empress sits. So whether you're male or female, you can work with these energies, right? Who doesn't want to be in a beautiful Garden of Eden? Imagine like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and you're just relaxing on a chaise next to the fountain, right? Okay, it's that kind of energy. It's where you get a freaking breather and you actually do connect with relaxation energies, okay? This is the way you do it. The garden, you're tending to the garden. The more you connect with your heart energies and allow the transformation and the transmutation to happen there, the better. When the heart breaks open. It can hold more, it can handle more, and your open heart, okay? Open heart is your greatest protection. Doesn't that sound not right at first when I say that? Your open heart, okay? The place that your heart core, your heart soul essence, where you can transmute all kinds of energies, nearly effortlessly. The problem is we get up here, Virgo, right? We get up here in the mind and it's like, got to do this, got to do that, got to prove it, blah, 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 right? And it'll take you right off course. Finding ways to come into the heart space. You can do thymus tapping. You can do, chest, massage here by your chest. Just get the energies. Tuning forks. Okay. I had a tuning fork. My friend that does body work, craniosacral, did the tuning fork on my heart, and it moves some of the energy. So if you're feeling a little bit stuck, really work on that heart space there, because that's where you're nurturing the garden that's going to produce for you and draw you in. Let the universe, the wind and the water of the universe is going to come and carry you through that portal. This is your initiation. Water is very cleansing as well. It has that, it comes in, it's the whitening phase of alchemy. So after everything is burned up, right? We've burned it all to the ground. And I have a question here on my channel in the post section for earth signs. So after this, if you haven't seen that post, go and vote. It's a poll. And one of the choices is you're ready to light things up. Some of the earth signs are ready to light things up. We're going to burn it down, and then the water comes in and clears away all of the debris from what we burnt down, right? All right, I am feeling like I need a little bit of animal energy from the wild unknown to kind of anchor in your final message, earth signs. So Nancy, we will be doing a live Q&A, free live mini readings every other Sunday night on the channel here. The next one is June 15th from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time. Dino says sacredness in the elements. Absolutely. Sacredness in you. You can work with all the elements too. Because it was earlier here, it was Sousa that was mentioning that. I like to work with all the signs, and you can work with all the elements too. Hello, Samantha. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, earth signs. You get a dose of the owl. The owl is coming up a lot today. Wisdom. So you got the owl. Your wisdom is what your higher wisdom, which would be your initiation through the gate of the high priestess into the garden, comes through the owl here. Okay. Yes. The owl, Sousa says the oneness. Sousa really connected with that energy. That's beautiful work, Sousa. That's beautiful work, because it's hard for people to connect to that sometimes. There's so much that takes us off, right? Takes us off course. So we have this beautiful wise energy of the owl coming in for the earth signs here. You're gaining a lot of wisdom by working with these other elements. So good work there. Might be a little uncomfortable, might be outside your comfort zone, might feel a little heavy in your body, but you're doing it. And that's why initiations sometimes, don't feel the easiest. Sometimes initiations put you through these other elementals energies in a very potent way, right? So sometimes the things that we feel set us back or pull us outside of our comfort zone are actually our teachers, right? And that's for each of you to decide based on your own intuitive guidance. Air signs are coming up next. Air signs. So I guess fire signs, who like to be first, are going to be last this time. But we're doing air signs next. So very happy birthdays to all of our Geminis out there. The Gem-Ni. You diamonds that have your beautiful dualistic nature. My late father was a Gemini. And, there were always two sides. There's always two personalities. There's always an alter ego. Geminis are so fun, though. Oh, my gosh, so much fun. They bring the fun. Okay, so we're heading into the air sign energy. Make my time stamp here. Gemini, happy birthday, Sousa. Yes. Teresa's a Gemini. I don't know if she's still on. Happy birthday to her, as well as any of the rest of you. I had a Gemini man on here too, didn't I? Yep. Whew. And Nancy's a Gemini. Okay. I think some of the heat from the earth signs is dispelling there. And air signs, wow, it's very interesting. You're actually coming more into what I see as the grounded energies. You've got a Six of Pentacles here. All right. Something is balancing out for financially. For some of you, there's a financial balance that is coming up, a message coming in possibly for you, or some sort of exchange of financial energy. If you are in the process of negotiating with someone, because the Six of Pentacles can represent an exchange, you see the hands coming up down here and he's trying to make sure everything's balanced. If you are in the middle of negotiating, please make sure that you're reading the fine print. Make sure that the deal is balanced and that, you know, the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted here. The Six of Pentacles can actually be a beautiful exchange when done in a way of equal value for both parties. And that, I think, is what you are looking for here. All right. Now, for others of you, this is maybe balancing the books for yourself, maybe putting a little tension on your finances and your resources to see what you have and how you can bring it together. Okay. Meanwhile, so you've got the pentacle energy, you're getting grounded in, and we've got some more pentacles here, but right in the middle, you have an Eight of Cups. This is turning away or walking away from something that maybe once you loved and you put a lot of energy into. You're letting go of that. That could be why the resources are having to balance out here, because there could have been a split. There could have been an ending. This could also be an ending to the way that you have felt about something. So this could be a very auspicious sign in the sense that some of you are releasing heavy emotional energies or have released them, and now you're ready to carry on. So there's been maybe some emotional processing. If you haven't had this yet, it could be on the horizon for you in the near future. But something that is going on in the practical world for the air signs is affecting you emotionally as well. You're feeling a certain way about it, okay? So I've got Samantha, a Libra Scorpio cusp. Ooh, that's cool. And you know, when I put out the Libra and Scorpio readings that are coming up, I'm doing a series of timeless readings. They're going to be like 10 minutes, guys. You can listen to them really easy and really fast. Watch out for those over the next 2 weeks, because anytime I feel those cusp energies, I will mention them, because sometimes those signs come up in each other's zone, you know? So Libra energy, this is Six of Pentacles. Libra energy is trying to balance with the scales and make sure that the interaction, Libra also wants the interaction to be fair and beautiful. You know, they want it to feel good as well. And I think you're headed that direction here. Between the emotional release that's going on for you and being able to walk away from maybe some heavier emotions, it kind of feels good, honestly. It feels like, oh, okay, finally. I've let that go. Healing is an ongoing journey. We all know that, right? It doesn't mean elements of that won't come back around again. Yet at the same time, there's a big relief here and an ability to walk away from it. And the next thing up is the Nine of Cups. So if you think about where this guy's headed, it's the Nine of Cups. And the Ten of Pentacles actually goes along really nicely with this, because it means the resources are coming together. You're coming to a place of fulfillment and maybe stability that you haven't felt for a while, right? And I say feel because I know your emotions are involved here. Latanya, also Gemini, happy birthday to you, all right? Let's get some clarifiers. I want to look at this Eight of Cups. We're going to validate, verify that what this means for you, this release of these heavy emotional energies, being able to walk away from something that previously had a lot of your attention and a lot of your energy. What is this for our air signs? Oh, yes. Okay. So air signs, this is beautiful energy coming in. This is your ace, the Ace of Swords here. You, through your processing of your emotions, okay, you did the water work, okay, you've probably had your share of tears and everything. what has happened is it's cleared your field, and you, in your mind, you are more clear about the path forward now. Okay, you can actually see the start. You can actually see, okay, I'm getting the green light here from the universe, because this is moving you into a whole new beginning about how you interact and interpret and work your way through the world. And the ace of swords here, you're holding the sword of truth, and that cuts through the BS. So if any of you have a little bit of fear, like I'm going to get pulled back into this heavy emotional energy, I actually do not feel that for you. I'm not saying there won't be little bits of this that come back around and you're like, I thought I was done crying. You might cry a little bit, you might have a little something, but all in all, you're feeling good about how to move forward. Now, the universe is saying, your greater being is saying, guess what you've been through? This was a tower. This was an important tower. Now, the tower represents everything breaking down. It's the cups that are spilt. It's the emotions that get processed in the crash down, right? And I think that's what the kids call it now, right? Crash down and crash out, crash out. Kind of feels like this for some of you. You may have experienced this, or you may feel the energy of it, right? Of this kind of crash out. Like, where's everything going to land, right? But as long as you honor your healing process and allow the emotional energies to make their way through their processing like they're supposed to, you get the clarity. It might come in bits, because with the tower, sometimes a lot of things are up in the air. That's why I got, if you're in the middle of contracts, a divorce, signing papers, legal matters of any kind, make sure that you're taking a close look at that, right? And making sure that you're catching things, right? You have the sword of truth. Some of you, and this is interesting, and I'm getting really like, this is part of the release here. Some of you have not been believed, all right, or have been misinterpreted, misunderstood, and now the truth is coming out. Someone or some industry or something thought you were a certain way, and now the truth is coming out. It wasn't what they thought it was, right? It wasn't what they thought it was. So some of you are getting a reprieve around the truth has come out, you're being believed now, right? So it may have been a tricky situation, something that broke down. Maybe you had people, in-laws or something that did not believe you, and now there are people who are recognizing what is true, in addition to yourself, which is good, because that might feel like some validation. Let's look at this 10 of Pentacles. I want to get one more card for this, and then we'll have to see what kind of oracle card we're going to get for y'all. What is this 10 of Pentacles? Oh boy, yes. Okay, so I'm just going to say this. Those of you air signs that have gone through splits, maybe not even recently, but in the past, here's how your energy is working. When you walk away from things that are either just complete, like it's done, like have you ever had just maybe even a friendship just kind of naturally grew apart, and you finally say, okay, I'm just going to go my way, let them go theirs. When you let go these energies, guess what happens? Financial stability. You're going to see a connection between you processing your emotions and what comes in for you financially. This could also mean removing yourself from toxic situations for some of you. So some of you could be in toxic situations, and you may want to untangle from all those energies. And your signs that you're on the right path is that money starts coming in for you. You get the new job that you want. You get the new client. Your project pays off. Something is happening here. So you're having a very physical world response to the emotional processing that you're doing, air signs, which is very good. Very good. Very good work. Not easy, not the easiest stuff to go through. Now, if you haven't had a breakdown in a relationship or a job or something like that, it could just be within yourself, your own belief systems that you've adopted. Something is breaking down and you're walking away from that. So since we have you kind of on the walk with the Eight of Cups, very interesting how that card came up several times. We're going to go to the Sacred Traveler Oracle here and get you a card to close off the air sign reading. And then we'll get to you, Fire. I know you're on deck there, just waiting. All right. Yeah, embracing healing as an ongoing journey. Just knowing that it's always going to be a part of us, we can relax into letting it happen, right? Letting healing be a part of it. When we resist it, that tends to be where we feel a little stuck. Ooh, air signs. Remember, you got this ace, your ace, answering the call. The time is now. Yeah. Because why? Because you've let go. You're walking away from those emotional burdens that you were carrying. And now you get to go through the gate. You wanted to go through a gate too. Remember the earth signs that they're high priestess? Now you as the air sign, you get to go through. The gate is open and you're heading through. Now, some of you, this higher calling is also what comes through financially for you. It's connected to your purpose. It's connected to your passion. Getting away from toxic work environments. Yes, Latanya, yes. I did that several years ago. It took me a while to detox from it, but I know a lot of you have been in situations like that where you have worked in very toxic environments, unrealistic expectations, bad working conditions, and you deserve better. So the time is now. The time is now. Some of you are at different phases of this process. Some of you just felt like, okay, I've released enough of the emotional energies. I can take my first step. I'll step into it with, the sword of truth here. Others of you, you're like, I'm stepping already. I'm already stepping into it here. So use the power of the air. Let the air, the wind, gently carry you, right? Or if you really want to go on a wild ride, go through it. Some of you might like it being the season here, at least in the States, for, roller coasters and like the wild rides and the Disneylands and the visits and everything like that. If you get a chance to do something more fun like that, that might be good for you, air signs, right now, just to kind of embrace Gemini season, have a good time, kick your heels up a little in a healthy way and enjoy. All right. Are we ready for fire? Where are my fire signs at? Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Anybody got those placements? Drop some fire for the fire signs here. Getting into those fire energies today. All right, fire signs. My goodness. I shuffled, I cleared, and still we have some themes. We have some overlap here. We have some overlap from air to fire. A little bit of overlap. Whoa, 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 fire. Fire. There are 33 people watching. Magic number. I need one more thumbs up to make it 33 likes. Who wants to be my 33rd? That number 33 always coming up, isn't it, y'all? It's always coming up. Oh, now there's 34 people watching, but it's beautiful. Be sure to put a thumbs up. Let me know if you got fire sign in the chat. Let me know if you got fire sign energy. Do you have fire sign energy? Leo, Saggy, Aries, okay? All right, fire signs. Also, 8 of Cups for you. You also have had, I feel like that you have had some sort of emotional release and or the way that you feel about something has changed. You felt one way about it, maybe for a while, and then it changed, okay? Now, I don't really see this holding you back, but I see it kind of taking our fire signs and putting you maybe in a bit of pause and reflection. You got the Strength card here, so here's the Leo energy, the big heart energy coming up, reminding you to stay strong, all right? Stay in your lane. Stay strong, stay inside yourself where you're empowered, right? Where you're empowered. I feel like it's important to tell you, fire signs, not to, I know Leo likes their drama, but don't get sucked into the drama, someone else's drama, okay? Or drama that someone else is trying to create. You're going to use your strength to tame, you're going to tame that beast inside you that wants to go rah, and launch into the drama and tell them what's up, right? Because you're a fire sign and you have the ability to do it. But I feel like this is an unnecessary use of your energy with these other cards that I'm seeing, and with the way you've changed how you feel about something. Okay. We've got Lioness of the tribe Judah, fire sign. Hello, welcome, bring in the fire. We've got a Saggy moon with Sandra. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. All right. So the reason I say don't get drawn out, okay, is because when you do, I feel like you end up in this, it almost feels like a purgatory kind of feeling, okay, where your fiery go forward, like let's burn through it energy just stops and stalls out, and you're like, what happened, right? It does feel like during this season, while you're listening the next week or so, there might be the tendency for someone or something to try to draw your energy out, to participate in some sort of drama, and it feels unnecessary, and it honestly feels like a waste of your energy. So fire signs, I'm really getting the sense that steer clear of the drama, because it just puts you in a place of like, I mean, he's standing on a rock, he's getting all wet, there's a storm in the background, and he's sitting there holding the rainbow, but not knowing what to do with it. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a place of like stalled out or purgatory kind of feeling. Like, where do I go now? Right? And maybe for some of you, it's a pattern. You've been drawn into the drama before, and then you find yourself like wiped out by it. Even fire signs get wiped out with all their energy that they have. Also, it might be a good time, since you mentioned, Sandra, Sagittarius moon, might be a good time to refocus the energy on your goals. So while somebody else is trying to draw you into theirs, and I'm not saying that, they don't need support or they don't need help. I'm talking about you getting emotionally like completely invested in it, and responding to it that way. If you can trust yourself to hold space in a healthy way, that's one thing, right? And some of you have the ability to do that. But if it really pulls you in, and you honestly have to turn back around, and it feels like an emotional setback, and you find yourself, like, where's my energy now? I have no energy left to build my dreams. Sagittarius they're going for it, okay? They're going for it. The fire energy wants to move. It's an ever moving energy. And if someone else is trying to draw you in, you're going to have to use all the strength of your Leo forces to hold back, right? Because that lion definitely wants to leap in there sometimes, right? So let's look at, I want to kind of clear this stuck energy, this kind of feeling of purgatory kind of energy here. All right. Other drama. It could be collective too, Michael Ellis. Yep. Could be collective, the bigger energies. So it may not be someone specifically. It could just be you get drawn into a narrative, perhaps, and that is something that results in a big energy drain for you. Yeah, and look at these distinguishing cards here. So there you are. You're feeling stuck, maybe got sucked into something. Everything crashed down. This is a crash down of the tower here. And what did it disturb? It got to your peace. It got to your inner peace. The Empress is a receptive energy. She wants to be at peace. She's not trying to receive stuck, breakdown kind of energy, lots of drama, getting, all, maybe somebody's trying to pull you in the middle of something, and you feel stuck between two people, siblings that are disagreeing, or, this in-law doesn't like this one, somebody, some sort of polarizing dynamic. And the Empress is showing up here saying, no, no, because I'm hanging out in the garden. I need to be in this place of serenity. I need to be in this place of beauty, and only I have the power to be able to do that. Christine is here. Hello, Christine. Nice to see you. Hi, Lakshmi. How are you? So to get yourself out of that stuck place, if you are sensing, fire signs, that the energy feels like this and it's not your battle, what do you choose? You choose to back off, to guard and protect your garden that you're creating, your peace, your serenity, your receptive energies. Because with that Sagittarius energy aiming for goals, and the universe is like, oh, they're aiming for goals, but then they try to come in and you're all blocked here with this tower energy, and you can't receive the next part of your path, right? So big message here for fire signs to disengage. You can hold space, okay, with boundaries, protected, sacred space with boundaries. Some of you know how to do that, right? But be careful about what you get drawn into right now, because it really feels like an energy drain, and it feels like it takes you away from you. Let's look at this strength card and get one more tarot card here to see if we can't get another message about how you can stay strong as you're navigating these energies. Ah, okay. Be mindful of the pain in these situations. Pain that is not processed by you or others, right, can become a weapon, and it can become a projection here. And so I feel like whatever drama that maybe is catching your eye, or maybe someone's trying to pull you into, there's a lot of pain being projected. Okay. And so if it's not your pain, it's not your pain. It's someone else's pain to resolve. Now, the universe knows this, but you have to align yourself in the right energy so you're not taking on the pain of someone else. And also have the fortitude to say, I deserve better than to be projected on with your pain, right? And that can be hard, especially in like close relationships where someone's upset and they're expressing it, but it kind of takes that turn into a projection onto you, or something is said and it's kind of pointed and kind of hurtful, right? So fire signs are going to be dealing with this in a slightly different ways depending on your situation, but watch out for those pain projections, right? Likewise, right, as we're creator beings, we're going to look at ourselves too, right? We are going to have that look in the mirror and say, am I projecting? Am I projecting pain? Am I trying to draw people into drama? All right. There are some fire signs out there that would do that, that would do. I have a friend. He's a Leo sun. He'll burn it down, y'all. He'll burn it down. Nicole knows. He'll burn it down sometimes, but he's learning, he's evolving. He's moving into his other energies. He's utilizing his Capricorn North Node to be focused, right? This is the value of knowing your blueprint, knowing your personality. If there's a personality test out there, I'm an INFJ, I'm a manifesting generator. The more you know yourself, the better you can navigate, right? And you can begin to know that for others as well. I want to kind of ground you in. So we're going to go back to this Earth Warriors Oracle, okay? We're going to kind of ground in with a final message. Hi, SA. You liked and subscribed. Thank you so much. I so appreciate having you here. Oh, your brother passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. Will you come on my channel on June 15th from 7 to 8 p.m. Central? If you can. Every other Sunday, I do live Q&A personal mini readings, and I would love for you to bring that question in for that live. All right. I'm really sorry to hear that. I can feel it. I feel it in my heart, and I'm sorry to hear that happened. Oh, especially when there's so much unknown around someone's death. Yeah, that can be really, really hard. I'm sorry you're going through that. All right. For our fire signs, you got number 2, and I don't know if I can say this properly, Estanathalehi, turquoise changing woman. Okay, so this is really fascinating, and I am not an expert in the Native American lore, but here on YouTube, there is the Navajo traditional teachings, and he teaches about the different worlds. And there's like the yellow world and the turquoise world, and they go along with the dimensions. And it's just really fascinating to hear different language around that. And I've worn my treasure chest necklace today that I got from a New Mexican Native American artist, a mother-daughter duo, and it's got turquoise in it, and turquoise changing woman. So fire signs, you know, you have this ability to be dynamic. You have, some of you may have that way about you where you have different styles and different looks, right? And you're able to kind of shape shift and have fun with your personality a little bit. And I get that here. I get that here in the turquoise changing woman. So whether you're male or female, maybe a new hairstyle, maybe a new set of clothes, or maybe you want to try a different style. Maybe you want to do something a little differently for yourself. It feels like to do something like that would be fun and grounding for you. And it feels like it will help connect you. It's very interesting here. Again, I'm not going to read the book. I'm just going with what I intuitively am picking out here. We have a connection here right up to like almost like an honoring. It's almost like touching the third eye. So representing and maybe honoring the vision that you have, like your own intuition and your psychic vision. So fire signs, some of you, your psychic vision is important. So you don't want all that drama interfering with your psychic vision. And in the other hand, the character, she's holding like, it looks like, kind of reminds me of like the Hopi Kachinas, but this is probably a little bit different totem here. And it's all wings. It's all wings. So I feel like right now, Gemini season, it's an air sign season, is really great for you. But look, there's the sun. There's the sun. There's your fire. It's just right now, when we look at turquoise changing woman, putting the wing up to kind of shield herself from that drama, you know, from that sun that wants to just glare and shine so brightly on you. And perhaps she's, you know, protecting something sacred, her peace of mind, her restful time, that Empress energy that wants to receive, okay? And so beautiful card here for you to bring you kind of into those earthly energies, shielding yourself a bit from the drama. I know you can navigate it, okay? I know you can, but shielding yourself and giving yourself that peace, okay? Giving yourself that peace, fire signs, because you deserve it too. Just because you can handle a lot and transform a lot, transmute a lot with the fiery energies, doesn't mean you should be pummeled over and rolled over all the time, right? So we've got Erica Kane from Oklahoma. That's where my dad was raised, and that's where my mom and dad met, in Oklahoma. So a little town called Hilton, I think, is where my dad lived for a while. So welcome from Oklahoma. Okay, has everybody put a thumbs up button? I'd like to pull a few final messages. So we're going to get one from the Starseeds Oracle, and this is going to just kind of close us off today. And I want to let you guys know I'll be back next Friday. It may be a slightly different time. I'll announce it here on the channel, but if you can also join June 15th, 7 to 8 p.m. Central, we do live mini readings. It's so much fun. Come on early though. I do run out of time sometimes. Last week I didn't, but a lot of times I do. So if you really want to get that question answered, make sure to drop in early if you can, okay? And then it's every other Sunday night that I'm doing those right now. So just some final messages for our creators out there, for everyone new who is joining. A warm welcome to you. I'm so glad to have you on the channel. It's Creators on the Crest 1111 here on YouTube. So my handle is at Creators on the Crest 1111 on YouTube. If you happen to type in just Creators on the Crest, it goes to my other channel and it redirects you. It says, hey, are you looking for, and it redirects you to this channel. However, on social media, I'm just at Creators on the Crest on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Okay, so you can find me over there too if you're on those platforms and connect there. I run a lot of specials in my Instagram stories. So if you happen to be a gram person, definitely check out Instagram, because I will put like little pop-up specials over there if you want like a personal reading at a discounted rate. Okay, so check that out. I'm going to pull a few cards here. Ooh, this is cool. We got some good cards here. So just our final messages of what we can take away. I want a crystal, another crystal here. Feeling the crystals today for sure. Ooh, nice. Okay, so our final messages here are Earth pulsing. The pulse of the mother, meaning Mama Gaia, the planet, everyone's mother. Slow down and take time in nature. What a beautiful card. This comes from the Starseed Oracle. Earth pulsing. Right? I always remind people, you have a sacred agreement to be here, incarnate on this planet at this time. You have a sacred agreement with her. She is the ultimate mother. Find a way to connect with her wherever you are. And I'm getting that since we're working with elemental energies, you know, if it's raining, put on your galoshes, put on your raincoat, grab the umbrella, and get out in nature anyway, right? Find ways to work around the excuses that might keep you out of nature and from connecting with her, because when you're connected in with the planet, your ability to transform and process increases, because she is a powerful living being herself, and she has the power to transmute some of the energies that we as humans can't. The issue is we're not connected with that shamanic element enough to ground those energies in. She knows what to do. She knows how to transform. Think about everything that must be going on underneath her surface, right? To be able to create the beautiful life we see on the surface. So for some of you, getting connected with that is really going to bring you a lot of peace and help you slow down. We also got, this is a shout out to maybe last week's Frequency Friday, where we did Aloha Energies. We got the Lemurian Quartz, and it says practice patience. So slowing down, practicing patience. Lemurian Quartz, very powerful stone to work with. Does anybody have this one? I have a little piece of it that I keep visible to me all the time, and I really like it. I don't even know if my other family members know that it's there all the time, because it's in a common area. But I have this Lemurian quartz, and to me, it's just a gentle reminder to be one with nature, to slow down, and really to stop and smell the roses, enjoy life, have moments of peace, come into your breath, you know, that kind of thing. So those of you struggling with self-care, like you're like, I just need a moment, you know, you have to make it happen. You have to make it happen. But this might be a really nice crystal for you to work with to help you move patiently through the energies, especially if you find yourself getting anxious a lot. Okay, it's a really good stone for people who get anxious, because it'll bring you kind of this peace and calm energy there. Oh my goodness, creators, what a wonderful Frequency Friday Live. I am so happy and grateful that we had so many new people join. Rose, hello, nice to see you. Weary Bunny, have a wonderful day. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to come on and share this time with you. Definitely look out for next week's Frequency Friday, and then next week will be power packed because we have the live Q&A on Sunday night. Plus all the timeless readings coming out for the different signs. So watch for your sign, okay? I am sending so many blessings to you all. I wish you the highest and best, and I look forward to seeing you all next time, okay? Bye. See ya.